And so, thus, we come to the end of our semester schedule. We have covered, only superficially, of course, the categorization of all living animals by phylum, and have ended with observations on the ethology of primates, including man. I would have preferred additional time for this vital phase of our studies, but alas, the head of our zoology department has decreed that matters protozoan deserve equal time with Homo sapiens. I wonder if you would mind very much if we were to end our final session 4 minutes early. See, that's the most reaction I've gotten out of this class all semester.
Wipe your mouth. Now, tell me what's got my son in such a condition. You tell me from your mouth.
I've been invited to spend the summer at that place with the wild animals.
Wild animals? You could get hurt, Marvin.
There's no hurt there, Mom. Only love. Please now, I ate all the soup, and now I want to talk. Promised me. First, I'll read you the wonderful letter. Dear Professor Feldman.
Look, they know already you're a real professor. Good, good, good. Read, Marvin, read.
Dear Professor Feldman, your interest in the ethological research being conducted at our African Wildlife Preserve is most appreciated, and we would be honored to have you continue your studies inside our park. We shall expect you on Wednesday, June 20th at 1600 hours at the airport marked on the enclosed map. Sincerely yours, William Windsor, Vice President, Zoology.
You're going away? Marvin, the least you could have done was to tell your own mother. You'll be alone with strangers.
I'm never alone with animals. Animals love me. They're my kind of people.
Wild animals are your kind of people? Is this what we taught you? If you want our kind of people, better you should visit Miami Beach.
All my life, I've loved animals, and they love me. You know that, Mom. And I won't be alone. Rebecca will be with me.
I certainly hope you're taking Rebecca with you. She'll die of loneliness, God forbid. And you know, without you around, she won't even eat. She's some fancy chicken.
Mom, I've told you 100 times, Rebecca is not a chicken. She is a blue and gold macaw. A cow from the rainforests in Brazil.
That's what I mean, a real fancy chicken, all dressed up in blue and yellow feathers. I tell you, Marvin, if you plucked her, she wouldn't make a half-decent soup.
Get you. Come on. Come on.
Mr. Windsor? Mr. Windsor? Is one of you Mr. Windsor?
Well, if you're not Mr. Windsor, I guess it must be me. Professor Feldman, I presume.
What a beautiful greeting. So appropriate. Yes, I am Marvin Feldman, and you, I presume, are William Windsor.
Call me Willie. And this is Algernon.
Hello, Algernon.
We both welcome you, Buana. Here, let me take some of those bags.
Thank you. Willie, would you be careful with Rebecca?
Yes. Professor. I hope you're prepared to meet our tribal chieftain, Harley Worcester. I know he's anxious to meet you. I never saw Algernon do that with a stranger before. I think I'll sue for alienation of affection. He's really taken quite a shine to you.
I guess animals just seem to like me. Cats and dogs are always following me home. Mom never lets me keep them. They drive Mom crazy. You see, she has this allergy for everything except chickens. Rebecca passes as a close relative.
Shall we?
Here they are.
Oh. Gentlemen, allow me to introduce Dr. Marvin Feldman, professor of zoology.
Assistant professor.
Oh, we all know who you are, Professor. We're delighted you chose to pursue your field studies here. I'm Harley Worcester.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, sir. And I'd like you to meet Professor W. Walker Dredge of the University of Serengeti.
Dr. Dredge, I'm really honored. I have all of your books.
So, you're the chap who's been buying them. Was wondering who it was. Looking forward to working with you, old man.
Thank you, sir.
You may call me Walker.
You may call me Feldman.
We mustn't forget our distaff side. This is the little lady who really runs the place. Professor Feldman, Miss Minerva Doyce.
Charmed.
Gentlemen,
It's happened. It's finally happened.
you mean?
Yes, a beautiful new baby scimitar-horned oryx, female, just a few minutes ago. Come on, I'll drive you there.
Forgive me, Professor, but it isn't often that we're blessed with the arrival of a female on the rare and endangered list. Let me introduce you. Professor Feldman, Miss Alison Stewart, our Public Relations Director.
I'm not the female on the rare and endangered list. He was referring to the baby oryx. Anyway, Professor, welcome. Your arrival has certainly been a good omen for us.
Yes, well, I'm certainly glad. Congratulations, Stewart.
Call me Alison.
Yes, if you'll call me Feldman. Marvin.
Now, enough of this. Let's head for the reserve and inspect our latest baby.
Here, I'll take him, old man. Come on, old man. Good.
Perhaps you care to see our Savannah lizards.
We keep them in the nursery to better control the heat and humidity.
Oh, beautiful. Just beautiful.
Oh, listen. We won't be able to see the baby oryx. She's with her mother now, nursing for the first time, and she shouldn't be disturbed. But, Professor, would you like to see a rock hyrax?
Ah, yes. Hyrax procavidae, as opposed to tree hyrax or dendrohyrax dorsalis. I've only seen pictures before.
Most people find it hard to believe that the hyrax is the only living land relative of the elephant.
Quite right. Actually, there are 3 genera of hyrax and 9 species. I would say that little fellow's family comes from the Sinai Peninsula, in the Old Testament, better known as Cones Audaces.
Here's our darling lion cub.
There we go.
Oh, wow. Come. Oh, wow. Oh, you're beautiful. Oh, the kids back at school can only see me now.
He certainly likes you, Marvin.
All animals do, even Algernon, that pickled chimp.
How you doing? Oh, do you think I could take him home with me tonight? I'll take good care of him and feed him.
Well, I don't know why not. After all, you are a zoologist.
Oh.
We can pick him up later before you leave for the hotel.
Okay. I only hope that every person in the whole wide world today enjoyed a day as wonderful as mine, so filled with tranquility.
Easy, boss. I'll be easy. You won't reach the front gate before our wild dogs will be out. Filthy beast. They done well tonight.
Why did you spoil my aim? That dirty rat. He spoiled the whole deal.
Yeah, big deal, so what?
If he hadn't been so greedy, we could have taken over the whole country.
Win a country or lose a country. Relax. Relax. It ain't the end of the world.
You're right, Jarell.
Sure.
You're right. I just hope and pray that our beloved leader doesn't get wind of this.
Oh, man.
A day filled with unbelievable passion.
I just felt a twinge in my elbow.
Really think it's gonna rain? Haven't felt anything in my knee.
My elbow's pretty reliable, but then your knee ain't bad neither.
And most important of all, a day filled with love. Warm, exciting love.
We're out of tea. I'll have to drink coffee.
You know how coffee upsets my
Look,
stomach.
Lorre, coffee or nothing. You want a selection of beverages? Try the auto.
Oh, the coffee is dripping on my shoes, honey bunch. My socks are wet, and my feet are getting very, very warm.
So?
I'd really appreciate it if you'd fetch a dry towel and maybe some shoes and socks dry.
What did you say, Herbert?
Now, dearest, don't be upset. I only thought that since I may have some trouble walking, you'd want me to be comfortable.
Maybe the news hasn't reached you yet, Herbert Medley, but people of my sex, mainly ladies, have been set free!
Anybody home?
Innkeeper! Innkeeper!
Really, there's no need to shout.
Oh, sorry. You the room clerk?
I, sir, am the manager. I'm the room clerk at the present moment. Just about everything else around here, it seems. What can I do for you?
I believe you have a reservation for a Professor Marvin Feldman.
Feldman, yes. Feldman, spelt with an F, right? Oh, yes, here we are. Yes, you're Mr. Feldman.
No, he is.
What is that?
It's a lion cub, sir. Just a little one.
A lion? A real lion? In my hotel? Out! Out!
Oh, wait a minute, Marvin, wait a minute.
That goes for your chicken, too.
Excuse me for a minute, sir. May I speak with you a moment confidentially?
Yes.
If you don't give us that room, I am going to punch your head out.
Oh, room 210, sir. And you will keep the lion from roaring too loudly, won't you?
Yes.
What did you say to him?
Oh, I have my ways, Professor.
It worked, didn't it?
It always does. Have a good night's sleep, Professor. And if that cub seems a little frisky, don't worry, he'll be all right. Think you can manage by yourself alone?
Oh, yes, of course, of course.
Good man, yeah. Well, I'll pick you up promptly at 0600 hours. Sweet dreams, old chap.
Okay. Thanks, Willie. Excuse me, sir, but could you tell me what time of the day or night is 0600 hours? Rebecca! Oh, my God! He ate Rebecca!
Marvin, old chap, it's 0600 hours. Wake up! I don't remember having been invited to your orgy.
He ate Rebecca!
Oh, Rebecca, I'm so glad you're all right. You have to be careful around lions. Right. You didn't mean it, I know that. What are we gonna do about this?
Well, the first thing we're going to do is hang out a do not disturb sign on the door so the maids won't faint when they see the room. And then we'll execute a well-known military maneuver known as getting the hell out of here.
Listen.
Yeah. That's old Frasier's pride.
Frasier?
There he is, right over there. He's resting for a change. Oh, I know what you're thinking, Professor. Is that really an African lion or just a caricature of one, right?
Well, he does look a bit worn out. Is he okay?
Is Frasier okay? Marvin, old chap, every animal in the world, including man, should be so okay. He is about 17 years old, which, as you know, is the human equivalent to 80. And he keeps 7 big lionesses, count them, 7, purring happily around the clock. And they have blessed him with 32 cubs in the past 16 months. And 2 of his wives are pregnant now.
No wonder he looks worn out.
Oh, Marvin, take a look.
Are they fighting? They're not fighting, they're not fighting.
Mr. West says it's a space calling. Come in, please.
Oh, Miss Doyley, how I wish you were here.
Sounds like you're with the Frasier pride again. Really, Mr. Windsor, you shouldn't go there so often. You know what it does to you.
Windsor? Worcester here. If you 2 lovebirds are through twittering, I had an urgent message of business. At least I had when I asked Miss Doyley to face this call. Over.
Sorry, Chief. Didn't know you were there. Over.
Just had a call from the nursery. It's about that baby oryx. Dr. Markowitz would like you to come in and take a look. Over.
Nothing serious, I hope. Over.
No, just an added precaution. Now haul your tail over there at once. Over and out.
Let's go, Marvin. Wait a minute. I got a better idea. Ranger Shields, come in, over.
Shields here, Mr. Windsor, over.
Why don't you come over and pick me up and take me over to the nursery? Over and out. Look, I'll only be gone for a short while, Marvin. Why don't you stay on here and continue with your scientific, research? Really, Frasier doesn't object to peeping toms.
Gosh, Frasier, I really didn't mean to spy on you like that. I really apologize.
Thank you, Marvin. You know something? You're the first human being who's ever had the common decency to offer an apology.
Well, I know how I'd feel if someone were to watch me alone with a girl. If I had a girl.
Precisely. You've got deep, warm feelings. You really care. Oh, Willie Windsor and the other rangers care too, but I got irritated when I heard him say that I didn't object to peeping toms.
Who's speaking?
Now, Marvin, you're all right.
Where are you, huh?
Same place I've been since you started watching, right here under the tree.
That's funny. I could only see Frasier under the tree.
My name's really Wakambatu in Swahili, that is. But you can call me Frasier. Everybody else does.
Jungle fever. I must be coming down with jungle fever. That's right. Mom warned me.
Marvin, relax. You don't know how to drive. Remember?
Yes, that's right. That's right. Bill Windsor, could you come back and get me? Because I'm not feeling well.
Okay, carry on if you must, like a silly chimpanzee. And for one moment there, I thought, well, after all these years, I'd finally found a man I could talk to. Oh, well, farewell, Marvin.
Could it be? Really? Me? Frasier?
Your obedient servant, sir.
Really, you?
Yes, Marvin, it's really me.
Oh, wow.
Marvin, are you wondering how we're able to communicate? I'm not really talking, you notice. My lips aren't moving. But I'm a very deep thinker, and you're tuned into my vibrations. I believe your species refers to this subliminal thought transference as telepathy.
Well, could you prove it to me? I mean, if it's really, could you do something to show me? Could you stand up and walk toward my car?
At my age, I'm still auditioning. Satisfied? Oh, here comes Windsor. Don't tell anyone about this, Marvin.
No.
We're truly delighted that you're doing a story on our baby scimitar, horned oryx. It's very exciting news, isn't it?
Yeah, very exciting.
They're very rare, you know, almost extinct. We're really proud.
Are you really interested in saving a rare species from extinction?
Well, of course.
Then how about taking me out to lunch and forcing some brandy down my throat? I'm fading rapidly.
Well, I'll be happy to, but first, what can I tell you about the oryx?
First, how do you spell it?
O-R-Y-X. And you know where they're usually found.
Yeah, in the Sunday Times crossword puzzle.
That was a nice lunch.
Well, Professor, how would you like to spend the afternoon? Care to study some interesting behavioral patterns out on Chimpanzee Island?
Well, I wonder if, Willie, do you think that I could go back and spend some more time with old Frasier?
Why, Marvin, you're a voyeur.
No, really. It's just that, well, there's something about the old lion that's very beautiful and endearing.
Yes, and I can produce at least 7 lionesses who can verify your findings.
Then I can go?
Why, sure.
Oh, great. There's one other thing.
What's that?
I don't drive.
Well, we could work it out the same way we did this morning. You could be out there by your lonesome, and when you're ready to come in, just radio the base.
Could you show me how to use the radio? Frasier? Frasier?
You needn't roar, Marvin. I heard you quite clearly the first time. I may be old, but I'm not deaf.
I'm sorry, Frasier. I didn't mean to roar. I mean shout. Could we please talk some more?
Certainly, my man. I thought you weren't coming back until tomorrow.
Oh, well, how could I stay away? I mean, how can I even sleep tonight? This whole thing has just got me so sugar.
Sugar?
I'm sorry. I mean crazy. It's just sometimes when I get excited, I talk like my mother.
A Yiddish mama. I've heard about the species, Marvin. I hear they're becoming extinct. Sorry, Marvin.
You know about Jewish mothers? Frasier, you amaze me.
What's to be amazed? Lions have mothers too, you know. And we've always gotten along with the Hebrew tribes. For a while, though, we did have some trouble, stomaching the Christians.
Frasier.
Easy, Marvin. Just having one of our little inside jokes. No offense. Kitty, really, not now. Can't you see I'm busy? She's such a lustful lioness. Now, my boy, what would you like to talk about?
Well, first, how are we going to get anybody to believe that we're actually talking to each other? I mean, they'll never believe me.
Is that so important to you? Why do you have to tell anyone?
Well, because, I'm a zoologist and you're a wild animal. Oh, excuse me, I didn't mean it to sound that way.
Marvin, if we're going to have to worry about stepping on each other's paws all the time, we'll never have any meaningful dialogue. Go ahead, I understand.
You're so wise. All of mankind would benefit, and animals, too. It could open up a whole new...
Yes, I see. If people could see us lions as we really are, lovable, instead of that awful circus poster image with fangs dripping blood and all. And those posters even scare me.
Frasier, I want to know all about you. Your life, your...
My loves. Yes, Marvin, you're a fine, understanding boy, and I think I'd like to tell you about my first love. It might help you.
Would you really? You go ahead and I'll take notes. Yes.
Marvin, my first love was one of the most
This is Miss Doyley.
Excuse me.
Are you all right? Can you hear me? Marvin, please, if you can hear me. I just got into my office a few minutes ago, and, well, I could hear your voice coming over the radio. Your switch must have been left open. Marvin, are you all right? Marvin, stay right where you are. Don't move.
Do what she says, Marvin. Relax.
Don't move. I'm on my way.
Marvin.
You heard? They heard. They'll think I'm crazy.
They're coming for you, Marvin. Now go quietly. Try to explain you have my permission. And then, if everyone understands, which I seriously doubt, we'll talk again tomorrow. Friends, Marvin? Hmm?
Friends, Fraiser.
Till tomorrow, then. Oh, here comes Kitty again, and she's not to be denied this time. Oh, Marvin, could you excuse us for just a moment? Now, dear, please. Dear, please. Can't you wait?
That's right, Mr. Orney, no calls. And I don't have to tell you again to remain quiet, very still about this entire episode. Now, dear boy, you comfortable? Like a drink?
No, I don't drink.
But I do.
And so do I.
I can explain, really, if you'll just let me.
We're letting you.
Well, I know that this sounds meshuggah. I mean crazy, but it's just the way you heard. I was talking to Frasier, and more importantly, he was talking to me.
Fraiser talks like a person, speaks English?
You and Miss Doyley, you heard us.
Correction, please. I heard your voice, period.
Right. I was talking to Frasier, and he was talking to me, and he was just starting to tell me about his first love when you interrupted. And now maybe he'll never tell me.
Of all the people in this park, including the people who feed him, the people who administer to his medical care, why would he choose you, a relative stranger, as the one person with whom he can communicate?
I don't know why. Wait a minute. Maybe I do know. He said something at the very beginning. He said that I was the first human being who ever had the common decency to offer an apology. Yes, that was it.
An apology? An apology for what?
Well, I apologized for having watched him making love, and he really appreciated that.
Go on.
Well, at first I was just as surprised as you are, and I kept looking around, wondering where this beautiful voice was coming from, and it sounded, you should excuse me, it sounded like God.
Oh, you heard from God, too.
No, I didn't say that.
Sorry.
It's just that it sounded so rich and deep. Well, like it was coming from another world. And finally, I finally realized that it was coming from Frasier.
How did you know that for sure?
Well, I asked him to prove it. Frasier, I said, if you and I are really conversing, I want you to stand up and I want you to walk toward my car.
And he did that?
Yes, he did that. Oh, what's the use? Frasier warned me you'd never believe me. So that's why he told me it was okay to admit the whole thing. Just another one of his little jokes.
Frasier makes jokes, too.
Yes. He's really very funny. He even jokes about the old days in the Coliseum.
And it's all agreed. You'll continue your conversations with Fraiser, but we'll keep it all within our own little family. And you certainly don't want the press to hear about this, do we?
Your boss doesn't want the press to find out about what?
Well, I haven't the slightest idea. but I'm sure that it is important. Now, about our little baby Oryx.
Who's Frasier?
He's just one of our lions.
And some guy's talking with him.
Really, that's absurd.
Well, you heard what your boss was saying, same as I did. Now, dear girl, tell me, what's this all about?
Look, Gordon, I don't know what it's all about. Why are you so insistent about a passing fragment of conversation?
Well, let's just say, sweetheart, I've been a working newspaper man a lot of years, since maybe before you were born, and I've developed certain basic instincts. My nostrils are quivering. I'd like to learn more about what your boss doesn't want the press to find out.
Heaven's sakes. If it'll make you happy, I'll catch up with Mr. Wooster and ask him. I'll be right back.
I think I'll trot along with you.
Gordon, really?
Now, Miss Stewart, let's remember our respective little roles in society. You handle public relations for a publicly owned company, and I happen to represent a newspaper with easy access to wire service, radio, and TV network.
Yes, Lord and Master, you have made your point, and I have been properly spanked. Would you, noble gentlemen of the almighty press, care to accompany me while we run down a story which probably doesn't even exist?
After you, my charming lady.
Just a moment, please.
Of course, my dear.
Mr. Wooster, I don't think that you've met my guest, Gordon Fisher. He's a newspaper man. You know, writes articles for newspapers.
Oh, yes. How do you do, Mr. Fisher? Delighted to have you with us. Miss Stewart is taking care of you in first-rate fashion, I trust.
Which one of you guys talks to lions?
Could you? How could you?
Sorry, Miss Allison. Truly, I am. I wouldn't do anything to hurt you ever. It's just that was my first experience with a newspaper man, and he tricked me.
We have spent years building up the great worldwide reputation our parks enjoy today. I personally have slaved without rest. And then you come along and in just one day demolish everything. You've made us a laughing stock.
Oh, now look, Allison. Let's be fair about this whole thing. True, Marvin admitted he was able to talk to Frasier, but I'm the bloody bloke who told that journalist about Frasier's somewhat astounding sex life.
And I am the bloody gal who vainly tried to stop you, you...
Please, the blame is mine. It's all mine.
Enough of this nonsense. There's enough blame to go around everywhere. Perhaps the paper won't print the article. After all, there are so many more important things to write about. Wars, crime in the streets.
And sex, and animals, and eccentric professors. Remember, Chief, I used to be a pretty good reporter myself. And all the ingredients are there for page 1. Look, Chief, I know my job is to keep our name in the papers, but this is ridiculous. It'll destroy us.
Calm down, Miss Stewart. You're overreacting. Now, I'm as rational as any man you've ever met. And I'm predicting right now, flatly, that the Fraiser story will never see the light of day.
Move over, Casanova. Look to your laurels, Lothario. Take heart, all ye senior citizens. This is the stirring saga of Frasier the Sensuous Lion, a mangy, arthritic, creaking old African lion who promises to become the world's newest and most important inspirational sex symbol. At the advanced age of 17, the leonine equivalent of a man in his mid-80s, old Frasier manages to keep 7 demanding lionesses purring happily at the simulated African wildlife reserve nestled in Laguna Hills. In the past 16 months, they've blessed their oversexed octogenarian with 32 adorable little cubs. And that's not all. There's a visiting zoologist at the compound, a Professor Marvin Feldman, who claims that he's able to converse with remarkable old Frasier. Can mild-mannered Professor Feldman unlock the secrets of Frasier's sensational sexual success and convey them to his panting fellow men? Tune in tomorrow, folks, when this reporter joins Feldman in his next get-together with old Frasier, who promises to become America's new romantic idol.
Beautiful, just beautiful. There won't be a dry eye in the country.
Don't believe what, Mr. Parkins?
Well, you read it. The paper says that there's this real old lion named Frasier out there in California. and they reckon that he's the same age as an 80-year-old man, excepting he takes mighty good care of 7 female lions, and they keep blessing him with young ones.
My, that certainly is interesting. Isn't it, Elmer?
Yeah.
I mean, Mr. Parkins.
You can call me Elmer.
I was just reading the most beautiful love story. Real primitive, savage passion. You remember, dearest, when we were young and amorous, full of love and life?
One thing about you, Herbert, you got a terrific memory.
The children, I assume, are off to school?
Yeah, so?
Hortense, put down the toast and come here.
Zoologists at Land Country Safari admit they've never seen anything like it. They say old Frasier should have been dead 5 years ago. Instead, he's got 7 wild lionesses purring around like lovesick kittens. And yesterday's litter of cubs brings Frasier's total to 32 in the last 16 months. And his age compares with one of us regular guys in their 80s.
I'm only 58.
Hang in there, Herman. You want to play some poker dice?
No, not right. No, I'm not ready. In fact, I'm not in the mood. Okay. Tell me again about the fun you had in Las Vegas.
Well, this tall girl, and she was the most...
Don't give up, Luigi. There may be a spark of hope. I just read where there is a very old lion in America who has a big harem, making lots of bambinos.
Yeah, what are they feeding him?
The paper didn't say.
Let me know when it does say. I order a carton.
Well, don't be despair, my friend. The paper also states that there is an American professor, a zoologist, who claims that he can converse with this old lion. Maybe someday you'll find the secret of eternal lovemaking from this old beast.
Maybe the professor knows already and won't tell the rest of the world. Maybe he's sitting on top of a gold mine.
You know something? I wouldn't mind having a small piece of that action. It's about the only thing in the world we don't control.
What is the name of this professor who can talk with lions?
Feldman, Your Excellency. Marvin Feldman.
At precisely 8 o'clock tomorrow night, you gentlemen will produce this Professor Marvin Feldman in my study. You may leave now.
This is Cleveland Amory, reporting live from Orange County. Ever since the Frasier story broke, everyone is clamoring for Professor Feldman, the man who can communicate with the sensuous lion. Feldman is still in his room, but this crowd, mostly older folks from nearby Twilight Acres, is prepared to wait. They all want to learn Frasier's secret. Wait, there's a disturbance. A girl is trying to push through that mob. She's being severely jostled, but she seems determined to reach that front desk.
I'm from Lion Country. You give me his room key now! Wrong number. As far as as I'm concerned, Professor, this mob could tear you apart limb from miserable limb, and I would be very happy to help.
But what did I do? Why is everybody after me?
You mean you really don't know?
Don't know what? Please tell me.
For years, we have been operating a beautiful wildlife sanctuary and proud of it. And now, in just a matter of a few days, you have managed to turn it into an X-rated sideshow carnival, that's what.
I did that?
Oh. Oh, really, Professor?
Sorry, Miss Stewart, I'm sorry. There's a sweater right over there.
All right, get up. Get yourself dressed. Let's get out of here. Operator? Operator! Operator, now listen carefully. Professor Feldman and I are getting out of here fast.
You're beautiful. You brought thousands of people to the park. I love you. Allison loves you. Everybody loves you. Dear boy, what can I do for you?
Please, sir, could we just go inside and see Frasier?
Allison, you heard what our guest asked. Drive him to Fraiser. Stay with him. Give him anything that he wants. Oh, Marvin, your mother has been calling every 10 minutes. I think you'd better...
Mom. Oh, my God, she must have heard.
Come, we can use the phone in my office. Hello, Mrs. Feldman. One moment, please. Your son is calling.
Hello, Mom. This is...
Marvin, my baby. What have they done to you?
Nothing, Mom. I'm fine.
Marvin, your picture in the paper. It's lost weight.
Mom, I've been away from home only 2 days. I weigh the same.
2 days? How could you get into so much trouble in 2 days?
Mom, I'm not in trouble. I feel wonderful, marvelous.
A person doesn't get in the papers unless there's trouble. Marvin, what's going on? I can help you.
They found out I can talk with a lion named Frasier.
Frasier? What kind of a Jewish name is Frasier?
He's not Jewish. Look, Mom, I'm all right. Frasier is my friend.
Listen, son. You'll bring him home Friday night for supper. I'll be able to tell whether he's a real friend.
Mom, I can't bring him home, and I can't talk now. I must see Frasier and explain.
To a stranger you can explain, to me you can't? Oh, Marvin, what have they done to you?
Mom, I'm fine. I'll call you tonight. Goodbye.
Goodbye. Marvin! Marvin!
Yes, Mom.
Please. Eat something.
You're really very attached to your mother, aren't you?
Well, it's just the other way around. She thinks I'm still a baby. A 34-year-old baby. Maybe I should start a new movement. The Grown-Up Children's Liberation Front.
Do I detect a faint note of grown-up bitterness?
No, I love my mother very much. It's just that every 34-year-old man is entitled to have at least one other woman in his life.
And you ever had one?
I've never had one.
Incredible. I'm speaking as a dues-paying member of the opposite sex, Marvin. You're not exactly unattractive.
That's a double negative.
Oh, that's odd. It was intended to be positive.
Frasier?
Good morning, Marvin.
Are you?
Shh, he's talking to me. Didn't you hear him?
No, Marvin, I didn't. But that doesn't seem to matter now. The important thing, the beautiful thing is that you're able to communicate with each other. Please go on, I'll be still.
Quite a female you have there, Marvin. Looks right.
This is Miss Stewart, Allison Stewart. She works here in public relations.
I know a fellow employee is a word. Strange, but I never really cared for her up till now. But Marvin, my friend, I think she really likes you.
Oh, Frasier, really?
No, I can tell. Has she licked your ear yet?
Frasier.
Well, that's the way my females let me know when they're ready for a little jungle joy.
Well, a girl like Allison Stewart doesn't go around licking men's ears.
Oh, that was beautiful, just beautiful. Would you two savage beasts like to be left alone?
Sorry. Continue your conversation, Marvin. Pretend I'm not here.
Yes, Marvin, just try to pretend she's not there, if you can. Believe me, this is not the time to be leaving her, Marvin.
Sure. Can't we please talk? There's so much that I could learn, but that we could learn from each other.
You've never been in love, have you, Marvin? Until hopefully now with Alice.
Frasier, really.
All those years without romance. Oh, what a tragic waste. But now, at long last, love is entering your life. Beautiful. You know, there's something so wonderful, so special about first love. I find myself envying you.
Me?
Yes, Marvin. Allison really cares for you, and admit it now, you want her more than anything in the world. Your very first love.
Something will happen to spoil it. I know it will. It always does.
Marvin, my boy, sit down. You have so much to learn about the female species. Lesson number 1, relax. The chase is over and you've been bagged. Enjoy it. Your thorniest problem now is how to break the news about Allison to your mama. Boy, I'd love to eavesdrop on that scene. Lesson number 2. You and I, Marvin, we are mere males. We have little to do with setting the time or place or degree of romance. The gals do it all. We're as helpless as a newborn cub. Thirdly, don't rush the process of natural maturity. Let it happen. When I was young, I couldn't seem to relate to any of my peers, much less those of the female variety. I wasn't an attractive cub like the others. I was shy, painfully introverted, very much alone. Couldn't seem to make friends.
Frasier, my friend, I know what you mean. All my life has been that way, too. My only real friends were, and are, birds and animals. I always felt so lonely, so...
Inadequate? Marvin, you are not inadequate, but you have convinced yourself that you are. You've developed character traits consistent with the demeaning image you've always had of yourself. Just look at you, schlepping around, timid, uncertain, afraid to assert yourself. Marvin, you have a fine mind and a completely healthy and functional body.
I have?
Well, I hope so. Most importantly, you've been blessed with a warm and beautiful soul. You would radiate love if you would only permit yourself. Marvin, I'm going to help you find yourself. Your true you. Now, the first thing we're going to do is to change some of your habits. Those perfumed things you're always popping into your mouth. Throw them away. You smell like a French bordello. There's nothing wrong with your natural breath. Fine. That'll do for openers. Now, Marvin, what time is it?
It's, about 10:15. No, it's really 10:16.
Marvin, listen to me. I want you to close your eyes, then move the watch hands round the dial. Go ahead now, do it. Good. Now hold the watch at arm's length from your face. Now open your eyes and tell me the time shown on the watch.
It says 4:20.
Oh, you see what I mean, Marvin? You can read the dial without putting the watch inside your eyeballs. Am I getting through to you, Marvin? All right. Splendid, my boy. Now, settle back, Marvin. Watch those shoulders, no slouching, and listen to me. I'm going to talk about love. My first love. Well, it all began that golden day. In a secluded meadow I had found. That golden day when I first came to understand what life is all about. While the other young lions would run off into the bush together, playing at learning to become mighty hunters, well, I would stay behind, admiring the butterflies and sniffing the glorious flowers. It was so soulful, so serene. And yet I was feeling sorry for myself. Marvin, loneliness at times can be so achingly oppressive, and I wanted so desperately to love and be loved. And then, that memorable morning, it happened. There I was in my meadow, when suddenly I realized I was no longer alone. I looked up, and there she was, the most magnificent young lioness I had ever seen. Her fur was the texture of spun gold, her eyes those of a gazelle. I thought I would melt. I wasn't prepared for the raw drama that followed. It happened so quickly. Two huge males came into view. Strong, brash, arrogant. They must have been following her. I can still hear their vicious snarls. Still see their faces contorted with fury and lust. I'll never forget how they fought over her. It was soon over. The victor was advancing towards my love to claim her. I could sense that she was seething with anger. Suddenly she sprang to her feet and snarled. And her cold fury sent him after the other loser. Through it all, I remained still and trembling. I closed my eyes and then opened them, and wonder of wonders, she was advancing slowly toward me. Could it be, dear Lord? Could there be a love light reflected in those adorable eyes? My heart was pounding. She came closer, very close now, and she nuzzled me. Then lay down beside me. Aching with desire, I looked at her through misty eyes and knew that I had found love, the essence, the true meaning of life.
Allison? You crying? You can hear him?
I didn't have to hear him, Marvin. It was enough just to sense his vibrations. And yours.
Just recalling those heavenly moments seems to have drained my juices. I must rest. Besides, I get the feeling that you two would like to be alone without a peeping Tom. Oh, amor. Amor. Amor.
Come on! Let's go!
Where to, gents? Disneyland?
There is your American humor, Kubik. You know precisely where we're going and the exact details of our leader's orders. Now shut up and drive.
Buskov sounds like he's hungry again. Throw him a bone. Chiavelli's always hungry, but don't pick on him. It has been most uncomfortable flight.
Buskov, my last and final mission. I'm getting too old for these Humphrey Bogart assignments. Hush, hush, bang, bang, mission. Without proper sleep, without good food. That's what we're not criminals. We don't spit on sidewalks. We don't take from jewelry stores. Why must we sneak around? Sneak around like fugitives, landing on the airfield by candlelight. Candlelight! Maybe a fella could get hurt.
A fellow could also get rich. Stop complaining already.
If only I wasn't so hungry.
All right, if it'll make you feel better, I'll stop at my favorite gourmet restaurant, where the specialty of the house is taco burgers with chilies. Or is it chili burgers with tacos? I don't know, these gourmet foods, they mix me up. You will stop nowhere. You've got exactly 7 more minutes to be at Professor Feldman's hotel. And according to your reports, you should be sound asleep.
Sorry, gentlemen, no vacancies. Not since the Frasier story appeared.
Secret Service, assigned by the President to protect Professor Marvin Feldman. What is his room number?
Secret Service, really? Well, room 210. I'll show you the way.
Stay where you are. You do not have security clearance in this hotel. Just point the way. Let's go.
Who is there? Open up immediately.
Open?
Who are you? Pasco and Chiarelli.
Chiarelli?
So.
Welcome to our humble estate, Professor Feldman.
Where am I? Who are you?
All in good time, Professor, all in good time. But first, would you care to have something to eat? To drink?
I would, Your Excellency.
You always would, Chiarelli. Leave us. Please. I think you will appreciate this superb Havana. It was made especially for me in the Vuelta Bajo area of Pinar del Rio.
I don't smoke.
Oh. You are quite right, Professor. This particular cigar has slipped somewhat in quality. I see that you are a man with a highly sophisticated palate. You are very wise. Obviously, you are a man who is very much concerned with his health and would never do anything to jeopardize it. But now to business. You love your lion, this Frasier, very much, eh?
Very much.
And he is what age?
About 17.
Which in human terms would be?
About 85 years old. Why are you asking me these?
Please, Professor, in time. Now you must excuse the indelicacy of the next question. Is he really as romantic as I have been led to believe? Every 30 minutes?
Well, I never counted. It wouldn't be nice.
Mon Dieu. You are a professor of zoology, are you not?
Assistant professor.
Mm-hmm. Now for the big question. Is it true that you and you alone are able to communicate with this beast?
It looks that way. Now, see here, sir. Whatever your name is, I will answer no more questions until I know what this is all about. You are not a nice person.
You will sit down, Professor Feldman. And you will listen carefully. I am a man of cold logic, and these are the facts. You are the only man in the world who's able to communicate with an aged lion. A lion who knows, and far more importantly, is able to implement a secret of everlasting virility. I want that secret. And what I want, I get.
Secret? I don't know of any.
I am warning you, Professor Feldman. Do not play games with me. I shall now make you an offer you cannot refuse. You will return to your California park, accompanied by Boskov and Curelli. You will never be out of their sight or control. You will extract from Frasier the secret of his eternal sexual fulfillment. And when you bring me back that secret, and only me, I will make you a very rich man.
And if I don't?
Frasier dies like a dog. Both Boskov and Curelli are among the world's greatest and deadliest sharpshooters. They will not miss.
You can't do that. You're rich. You have everything in the world. Why would you want to...
You fool! What good are material things? Owning castles, yachts, big corporations, even entire nations. If a man can no longer enjoy the favors of a woman, desirable woman. Boskov and Curelli are fools, too. They think I covered Frasier's secret so that I can control the world market on whatever it is and sell it to others. Because of my wealth and power, they regard me as strong and ageless. But, Professor, I am a mortal man, approaching the twilight years. I want to live. I want to make love for decades to come. You will help me.
Me? Help you?
You have precisely 3 days. In 3 days, you will obtain Frasier's secret and bring it back to me. 3 days, no more. Or Frasier is dead. And you will discuss this matter with no one.
Are you all right? Speak to me.
Yes, I'm okay now.
Come on, I'll put you in the car and we'll go back to the office.
Oh, no, I can't. We mustn't. Would you please just drive me to my room?
Now, Marvin, all you need is some nice hot chicken soup, and you're going to swallow every bit.
Allison, please.
Just 2 more spoonfuls.
Please, no more.
Just 1 more.
You heard me. I said no. Now put down the soup. Now listen to me. Allison, where are you going? Come back here.
Yes, darling.
What are you doing? Oh. Allison, we.
Fine. Well, my wife bought me a Frasier T-shirt to replace my pajama top, and I'm proud to confess that for the first time in many, well, I don't brag.
You know, Frasier is the only one in our generation that we can relate to and trust, you know.
Yeah, that darling old pussycat, he believes in making love, not roar.
You've got it down to a real science, haven't you? You just sit back, real cool. Take your pick of the litter, right?
Come on, Diane. Delville. You ready to split?
What is your name?
Wilkerson. Jasper.
Buzz off, Rock. I'm leaving with Mr. Wilkerson. Jasper F.
It's time for your morning medication, Mr. Parkin.
Oh, I've had mine.
No word about Hermit, huh? Oh, it's been 3 nights now. Doesn't even answer his phone. Maybe he's in the hospital.
Charlie, there you are. I thought I'd find you here.
Herman, is that really you? Where you been?
Las Vegas. It's great. You told me so.
3 of them?
Charlie, every man should keep a pair and a spare.
Another cup of tea, Tiger?
The tea bag should speak precisely 2 1/2 minutes, not a second longer.
Yes, lover. There's still 7 seconds yet to go. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Blast off. Oh.
You must believe me. The leader is loony. He actually believes that old Frasier, through me, can tell him his secret.
Secret? What secret is that, Marvin?
Allison.
The secret of everlasting virility, Chief.
Thank you, Allison, for the delicacy of your comment.
Righto. No need to get clinical about these matters.
The secret of everlasting virility? Wouldn't mind knowing that one myself.
Gentlemen, enough of this British drawing room banter already. Now, while you're making like Noah Coward, the life of Frasier is in great danger. They may kill him. Do you understand that?
Darling? Darling? What in the hell's going on here?
Marvin, where are you going?
Well, I can't seem to convince anybody here, so I'm going to talk to Frasier. After all, it's his life that's at stake.
Well, wait, love. I'll go with you.
Wait a minute, Marvin. We'll all go with you. I'm sorry if I appeared rude and unfeeling about this bizarre episode, but I want you to know we all share your love for old Frasier.
Right, we'd better check in with the old fellow.
Count me in, chaps. 1 miss this for all the monkeys in Mozambique.
Where have you been, Marvin, my friend? I've been worried about you.
Thank you, Frasier. I've been worried about you, too.
Your friends aren't exactly bursting with joy either, are they?
Still don't believe he really talks to me, do you?
I don't really know.
Of course you don't believe he really talks to me. What can I do to prove it?
Marvin.
Huh?
Perhaps I can help. Now, please pay attention. I want you to give me commands as you would a pet poodle. Go ahead now.
Frasier, we are among infidels.
You're not including dear Allison in that category, are you, you sly young fox?
No, certainly I'm not including her.
Then go ahead. Let's convert the infidel. Tell me to stand up and walk 4 paces towards your car. Now be firm about it.
Frasier, I want you to stand up.
Oh, dear.
Oh, that's pretty good. Pretty good for an old fella.
Just command, Marvin. Say the jokes.
Don't strain yourself.
I won't.
I mean, you know, you're not exactly in prime.
Not prime? Certainly choice.
Now, I want you to walk 4 paces toward me. Precisely 4 paces.
If I could count, I'd be back in vaudeville.
Lie down.
Chief, you didn't happen to bring along that decanter of scotch that was on your desk, did you?
No, Willie. But I wish you had. Okay, now roll over.
Roll over? You mean like a dog?
No, silly, like a lion.
Let's not overdo this, Marvin. That's the most unproductive exercise, that is, that I've had in years.
Are you satisfied with the preliminaries, gentlemen? Can we now get started with the main event?
Well, it's your show. We'll keep quiet.
The boss has a great idea there, Marvin. Let's all be quiet for a while.
Frasier, you know that I love you very much.
Yes, Marvin, I love you too.
Thank you, Frasier. Now, you must let me talk. Every moment is precious. Now, you wanted to know where I've been. Well, I'm going to tell you where I've been. I've been kidnapped, that's where.
I had a suspicion there was some foul play involved. Who kidnapped you? Why?
Well, I don't know his name. They just called him the Man. He's very rich, very powerful. He owns entire countries.
I have a hunch I know the answer to my next question, but I'll ask it anyway. What does this rich, big, powerful man want with a professor of zoology?
Well, he wants to know your secret.
My secret what?
Well, you know, the secret of your,
The secret of your everlasting virility.
Takes a woman to get right to the point, doesn't it, Marvin? What did you tell him?
Nothing. I don't know your secret. I don't even know if there is a secret.
The only secret I know is that I love to make love. So I keep making it.
Look, Frasier, I just love your droll sense of humor, but believe me, this isn't the time for it. They are deadly serious.
Deadly, as in bang bang?
Yes, deadly as in bang bang. Now, Frasier, they would gladly kill for it.
Kill? Kill who? You? Me? Who?
You, me, anybody. Look, the Man has his 2 top henchmen here, and they are armed with high-powered rifles with telescopic sights. Now, I have 2 days to learn your secret and tell them. Otherwise, they're going to shoot to kill.
Any idea where they be now?
No, I don't know. I mean, they could be anywhere. They could be right up there with their gun sights trained on us. Frasier, what are we going to do?
Stay cool, man.
One thing about us cats, we stay cool.
Stay cool.
Please, Linda, not now. Can't you see I'm entertaining guests? Have you no shame? What's that? Oh, I see. All right, precious. Just simmer down now. Go back to your post and stay alert. Yes, honey, I love you. Truly. Marvin, old buddy, we just have a news flash. Listen carefully. One of my wives, Linda, just brought me a bulletin. Gerald, the giraffe, has spotted 3 strangers in a big black limousine prowling over the western ridge.
They're not tourists?
Tourists usually sneak into the park over the hill without buying tickets and carrying guns yet?
Boscov and Chiarelli.
We didn't get their names, but they look like bad guys, black hats and all. And they've been watching me all afternoon.
Well, Frasier, what are we going to do?
We're going to trap them, Juana Feldman, just like their ancestors used to trap my ancestors in the African bush country. First of all, now, please relax. They know that we must be talking, but who knows about what? I might be telling you my secret of, what did Allison call it? Everlasting virility. Those PR types really are something with words, aren't they? No. Here's another one of my darling Mother errors. Yes, Marilyn. Thank you, Marilyn. I'll reward you later, dearest.
Frasier, now, will you please be serious? Now, these men are killers. Now, how are we going to stop them?
Our perambulating periscope, Gerald the Giraffe, just sent word with Marilyn that our friends in the limousine are getting closer. Tell your troops in the Land Cruisers to fasten their seatbelts. Oh, looks like the fun is about to begin.
Fun? What fun?
Well, when we animals start hunting our hunters, that's a twist, isn't it?
You mean we're going to kill them? All right, you all heard Frasier's orders. Let's get ready to move out.
Marvin, we couldn't hear Frasier's orders. You'll have to tell us.
Oh, that's right. He said for us to get ready to use our Land Cruisers to intercept some guys with guns in a black limousine.
Willie, do you think we've been out too long in the tropical sun?
I think we better do as we're told, Chief. Way back when I was a young man in Africa, I learned never to argue with a lion, especially one that was poised for combat.
Okay, orders have been transmitted, sir. All present and accounted for, sir.
How's that again?
That's what you say in the quartermass corps, sir.
Look, Marvin, in the name of Andrew, please, enough with this military shtick already.
Yes, sir.
And stop saluting. This is not a chicken outfit.
We await your orders, sir.
Oh, my, it's going to be one of those days. Okay, Lieutenant Feldman, tell your troops to remain on the alert.
What's happening?
Tell your friends to keep their eyes on the river road. There's a big, dark limousine sneaking along, going in the wrong direction.
We better radio the Rangers and tell them to get the tourists out of the way.
Good thinking, Marvin. You people get them cornered, and then my wild bunch and I will move in for the kill.
Kill?
Relax, Marvin. Just a figure of speech. All right, now, get going.
Move over.
But Marvin, you don't know how to drive.
Never mind, there's no time like the present to learn.
Oh, my love.
Oh, Marvin, are you all right?
Of course I'm all right.
Oh, Marvin!
Marvin, over here. Oh, quickly, please.
Frasier.
I'm afraid I've had it, Marvin.
Frasier, don't die. Please don't die.
Very little time left, my friend. Listen carefully. I've had a good life, a warm, productive life, filled with love. God, who watches over all of us, has been compassionate. He has given me years beyond my span. He has given me loving wives who have blessed me with many cubs. He gave me the bittersweet memories of my first love back there in the Golden Meadow. And just as important, Marvin, he gave me his final blessing, the beauty of having known you, the only human being with who I was able to forge a warm bond of friendship and understanding.
And love.
Yes, Marvin, and love.
It's all trying to save me.
And you are prepared to do the same, to save me. Oh, Marvin, we're so much alike.
You mean that you can relate your beautiful, meaningful life to mine?
Of course. Don't you understand, Marvin, why a supreme being saw fit in his wisdom to grant us communication, and how I was able to relive my first love through yours?
You know about Allison and me.
I knew from the very beginning. You're a very fortunate man to have had such a love from one so dear.
Thank you, dear Frasier.
Allison, you can hear him?
Yes, my love. Can you hear him now? Allison can hear him.
Yes, my love. And perhaps in time, we too would have been so blessed.
Yes, Frasier.
Promise me. Promise me that you and Allison will look after my youngest cub. Be his friend too. Love him. Teach him, Marvin, please.
Teach him?
Yes. All animals can learn so much from each other, Marvin, if they would just pause and take time to reflect and understand. What is the secret? One word, Marvin. Love. One of your fellow human beings, the writer Dostoevsky, said it all. Remember his words. Love all God's creation. The whole and every grain of sand in
Love
it.
every leaf.
Every leaf.
Every ray of God's light.
God's light.
Love the animals.
The animals.
Love the plants. Love everything.
The plants. Everything.
If you love everything, you will see the divine mystery in things.
Divine mystery.
Once you perceive it, you will begin to comprehend it every day. You will come at last to love the whole world with an all-embracing love.
Everything on God's good earth has its place and special worth. Love of trees, love of sky, loving everyone that passes by. Once you feel it, don't let go. Let that love inside grow and grow, then you'll know. Love of child, love of man, give them all the love that you can. Once you feel it, don't let go. Once that love's inside, let it grow and grow. Then you'll know.